And them youth look like I done them want the thing done. And them don't reach nowhere yet in life. Them not reach nowhere yet in a life. You know, see it? 13-year-old youth a stab man, kill him, stab youth, kill them. Girl a kiss girl and no, Rasta. This is unbelievable. Grandmothers are borrow grandpick the clothes to go and dance.
Because Haiti has been taken over by mafia. So it's a mafia that controls all kind of trafficking, drug trafficking, gun trafficking, people trafficking, organ trafficking, everything. And that's what they want to maintain in Haiti, right? A mafia hub of criminality.
This is Mutabaruka. We want to present to you a wholesome kind of level of consciousness right now. So subscribe and tell your friend them. This is Mutabaruka. You know them say you push a dog around for so long. One day that dog going to turn and bite you. And we know of the history of Haiti. Everybody know of the history of Haiti. How can we not know? How can we not know? So we're going to deal with the Haitian thing. And then we say a upsurge of children murders, children stabbing, killing in a school and other places. It's a weird thing. Just when we think say it couldn't get no worse, it get a worse-ara. I can't hear people used to say it a get worse-ara. And who is there to stop it? Who is there to prevent it? Prevention is better than to cure. We hope say we can get some answers for all these unnecessary problems that Jamaica is confronted with in this time. Yes, you know, in all of the thing what they call drought, where they are Jamaica, you call it to what they say, we shouldn't have ball about water, you know. No, sir, we shouldn't have ball about water, Rasta. From you see people are ball about water still. You know, say some incompetence are going in the system. Especially as it relates to the farmers them. Because you know them when farmers don't have no water, you know, say food raise, you know. Food raise when farmers don't have no water because what them having at the ground right now, as it relates to even the vegetable them have to go pull the vegetable them and chew them know say none of they know because no water not about. Them sell it as a higher price. So it come to the cost the consumer at a higher price than where them did really actually go sell it for. Sure. Why is it that we have to go through this every time liquor rain no fall? Liquor rain no fall, not drought no there, Rasta. People are saying drought because them no see rain fall a 2 or 3 weeks or so, or maybe all a month to them no see no rain. You have some place in the world, you know, drought lasts for years, you know. Years? Yeah, man. You have all in Ethiopia there. All 4 years, them not get no rain, you know, in a certain part. In a certain part, all in a Asia and them place there. And we there about drought. Water should have there, because them say this is the land of wood and water. We don't expect for a ball. So what I'm to when the drought really start? No, I'm May. Well, call it a May now. We usually get rain in a May, you know, but the way the thing I go now, you can't predict that again. Based upon for the climate and we are going. So when it's reach out in June, July, when the place start to get hot, and suppose no rain no fall, we need for buckle up. We need for buckle up, Rasta. We're not supposed to have ball about drought. Look how much river there at Jamaica. Look how much deep well can dig. Because obviously these people don't know nothing about conserving water and getting the water on its levels. Because the same little reservoir them we are serving for 100 years. Still they are serving the same people, more people. The same water where they serve maybe 1 million people. I serve 3 million people, you know. And then I dig out the water in St. Elizabeth there. Up in the area them. I dig, I mine out the thing. And I disturb the equilibrium of the water sources them. And then people are thrown nastiness in the water, in the river them. Usually you love fret about water because you got a river go bathe. And then you catch water in the spring. Even if you have to carry a little bucket by your 2 plastic buckle. 5 gallon buckle and walk with it by your yard. No, you're afraid for even being in a river now. The way the river dirty and nasty. I know people have to buy water. We hear some madness go on and grill the other day. Where water are coming, but the man them who have the water sell the hotel them. $40,000 load. People them have to wait. And them think they cause riot, you know. Them think they cause riot. Because maybe the next war we are going to fight now, you know, for water. One time they think of gas, oil. You know, Bonnie will have a tune named the Arab Oil Weapon. They have a movie, Mad Max, I think a Mad Max, so they have fight over trying to get water. And we surrounded by water. Did you know that seawater can become fresh again and pumped to satisfy the need of people? Yeah, man. And you have water where people use osmosis, transform it into pure water. All these things we can do. We can do. Seawater can be transformed into drinking water. Maybe a whole lot of people never know that. Or some people say, well, muta about a madman that, you know. We have rivers. As a matter of fact, there's places in America where the waste, I want to tell you where I'm going, you know, where the waste water, I talk about all in a toilet, is transformed into pure H2O and carry back, recycled into the pipe system. Yes. You ever wonder when you're on a ship, or whosoever get a ship, that water that go and flush on the pipe, where it go? Where that water go? And I'll tell you where it might have gone to and how it come back to you. But there are scientific ways of doing certain things that we may not like it, but in order to survive, sometimes you have to trust the science and know so you have ways of transforming unclean water into pure water, and you get it back that you cannot thirsty and start to get irritable and vex. But we don't reach a stage where we have to do that. We know Jamaica is surrounded by water, so we need to put the thing in place. When we know say all of these things going to happen, with the farmers them, especially the farmers them. The farmer them go ball say, boy, we don't have water for water the vegetable them. We don't have water for feed the cow them, the goat and all these things. Where the government are deal with? What are deal with, Rasta? And they have squabble government. I tell you, look more you go and hear fight broke in a parliament. You think I joke me, I make? Fight going broke in a parliament. We're going to take a break and come forward. Yes. Busy signal coming through. Giving a message to the youth them. You know, it's a weird thing, you know, the music keep reiterating certain things. And even we sometimes we attack and we know so we have to the same thing again and again and again. But sometimes it is good to keep saying the thing where I say. Because the person who hear it today will tell somebody, and the person who never hear it, maybe the next time you say it, he will say it, he will hear it. It's like a song, you know. Maybe a whole heap of people never hear it the first time when it play upon radio. Whosoever it played first. But keep playing it and it reverberates in your consciousness. Busy signal. I talk about the mood. And it's very important that, and this is a message to the DJ them really. We are talking about DJ in a dance, DJ upon radio. Music like that supposed to be keep playing continuously. Whether it want to go number one or what. Because when I look no number one, it when we are play because the tune bust out and it out, we're going to play it like we are idiot. We are talking about selection, especially at the time with Jamaica in a now. The DJ them can play a great part into keeping down the whole heap of eat. We are take over the youth them. And them have to understand the responsibility that them have in the society. And when I tell no one to go turn no person and no preacher, because I say, find your responsibility. Find what you have at your disposal that you can use to keep down the pressure. Because trust me, it's not lovely right now. It's not lovely at all. When me I go to school, there's no school in a Jamaica. That true, I never hear it never happen. But I say, I never hear no 13-year-old youth that stab up another student and kill them. Never hear that. Me never hear no girl that stab a next girl because of a next girl. I tell you, me never hear that. Me never hear about girl that kiss girl in a school. That everybody had to say. Me never hear them something that happening at school. So it reaches so now. Responsibilities are everything, you know, because you have the mic in front of you, you have the CD, and you have the computer in front of you. What can you do to really kind of cool it down? Find the right thing. Find the right thing, say the right thing, find the right thing to play. It can't be just Ray and Lele and, you know, your feelings and you just say yeah and Lele. No. No. Things stay away, you know, brethren and sisters. It stay away. And we have to find that. Find the light at the end of the tunnel, man. And follow it. Because if we not do that, you know, trust me, man. I done it done. And them youth look like I done them one the thing done. And them don't reach nowhere yet in life. Them don't reach nowhere yet in a life. You know, see it? 13-year-old youth that stab man, kill him, stab youth, kill them. Girl a kiss girl and no, Rasta. This is unbelievable. Grandmothers are borrow grand picnic clothes to go and dance. We're going to take the news and come forward. Can't trust the politician them. What a nice country it would be if the politician them would just stop thief the people them, rob the people them. What a nice country to that be, man. May I tell you. Anyway, listen up. At Pick and Cash Pot Special Pot Draw up next. What a nice country if the politician them wasn't so corrupt to the core. Trust me, man. What a nice country to that be. You're the man talking about dirty laundry. You can't trust Uncle Sam. You know, he's an American named Curtis Mayfield write a song there, but apparently the brethren see it fit to sing it in a reggae because the politicians them in Jamaica seem to forget so them dead to serve the people them. Them did it to serve the people them. But them are going like them want rule the people them to the point of exhaustion, if there's such a word. Them want you to be exhausted with them. And mark my word, you're going to hear some things that go on in the house that you're going to wonder if I really in the house, them things they are going on. Because I remember one time, one of them to threaten the other one, I said, all right, meet me outside. I fight the war fight to meet me outside. Well, the fight never go on. Still the other day, the Prime Minister walk out of the house. These things is a sign. You have to take them things, they make sign, you know. Meanwhile, the artists, them are try them best. At least some of the artists, them are try them best. To use them gift for them have in writing to try cool down the temperature. We hear the minister, what's his name again? Anyway, we hear them talk about them are going to change certain laws as it relates to who must decide if a student must be expelled from school. Because given what happened over the past week, the amount of violence, especially in St. James, will take place amongst the youth them now trying to contemplate how far a youth must go to be expelled from school. Now, I feel, say, a lot of these young people who is getting out of hand, most people tell you, say, if you go to them yard, you know, it's not a lovely place them live. You go to them yard, it's not all you do, man, them a ball out about, why I don't know, him stay so, you know. Me and a woman a talk about how our son box a teacher. I tell you, box a teacher. A little picnic, box a teacher, Rasta. If you go to them yard, a whole heap of them, it's not a lovely place. It's not a lovely place. It's not conducive to bringing up children in certain environment. Plus, a whole heap of them mothers there, as me I say, them is grandmothers, and them very young. Some of them is all 30, and them pick me all 15. And then the pick me, I look for have another pick me, you know. So when them reach all 40, 45, them have grand picnic. I go to see them dance and part with them I go. Because 45-year-old is young. Young. More than 55 are young people too. But when you look on the idea of you picnic there one dance and you decide that you are going to dance and you go buck up your picnic in the dance. I do all manner of things. And you just come in at the dance and the town buck up in the dance. The picnic should have done home or do homework or do something. And you they should have did it with them to guide them. But no guidance not there again. No guidance not there again. Not amongst these set of people who say about the place I know. It's a terrible thing. Terrible thing. Too much blood around. Trial and crosses. All the things that we Jamaican people used to talk about. Trial and crosses is something where take over the place. People try to go to church for washing of the blood of the lamb, for feel said that will help them, or go baptize. Water can't do nothing to you more than make you get a nice, lovely bath. Or drown you. You need something more than water. You need internal cleansing. internal cleansing. That's a youth can copy what you do. Not necessarily what you say, but what you do. Your youth, them have to copy that. And if we can't recognize that a whole heap of the things where you say the youth are do, the environment where I'm living in, cause it. We are tell you that. We will take a break and come forward. Fire and crosses, Peter Rhodes come through. You know that Jamaica just recognize Palestine as a state, Palestinian state. Most countries recognize Palestine as a state. You know, you hear them I say nothing else like the others, like Belize. Belize actually have a sanction against Israel. And a whole heap of the Caribbean island, them a call for sanction against Israel. Meaning say, no trading. Diplomatic relationship must cut. A damn thing that whole heap of people are asked for. Cut diplomatic relationship with Israel. No trading with Israel. Isolate Israel. Because of the genocide and atrocity that them going on with against the Palestinian people. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Meanwhile, America is still supplying these murderers with ammunition, bombs and all these things. Them just pass a thing for give Israel millions of dollars with a war weapon. And those war weapons will be used against the Palestinian people. Yet still them round the corner tell the Palestinian, the Israeli, them say, watch out, kind of ease up little. Ease up little. Them speaking with fork tongue. Them a give them a draw back one way over there, so, and I give them one way over there, so. That's why there's so much demonstration that take place in America, especially upon the campus them. Whole heap of youth get arrested. Especially like day before yesterday, them find 300 people in a mass grave around a hospital where them bomb. 300 people in a mass grave with them same one the IDF, Israel Defense Force, bomb. How can we recognize that? Can we remember how them did look upon South Africa to be a terrorist state? It's late in a Nelson Mandela, Winnie Mandela. Well, Nelson Mandela life that he must take now for the terrorist list. No, it's like Jesus to white people. We'll take a break and come back. Yes, we're there with you. You know, we have been talking about this IT debacle for a little while now. We have a sister here that will go far, you know, like from even before I started this program, we know her. She was born in Haiti and she used to live in France and she now lives in Jamaica most of the time. She has represented our country very well over the years. I know that because she's always involved in some activity towards Haiti. Mirtha Desilme, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Muta. How are you?
Oh, I am totally okay now that I hear you. Long time I don't see you talk to you or nothing.
That's true. That's true. We go back a ways when I just came to Jamaica. So, well, yeah. I don't want to age myself.
No, and I must tell the people them that there's a tune that I did name IT long time.
Yes.
And the female voice on that song in French, you are the one who did that.
Yes, in Creole, in Haitian Creole.
Creole, yes, sir, so long.
Yes.
All right.
Nice tune. I heard that it was, quite successful abroad in New York and in the...
Yeah, all the Haitian love it. Them can't believe that Jamaican You can't really say a Jamaican takes interest in Haiti. Okay.
Yes.
What is happening in Haiti? Well, we're not talking about what is happening in Haiti. We could talk about the Jamaican experience first. The people, them keep coming here and they're not getting good treatment. You have any contacts with any of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Why is it that the Asian them is not really welcomed as refugees in Jamaica?
Okay, Muta. All right, let's get the obvious facts out of the way, right? It's pure anti-black racism and anti-Haitian prejudice that is at play, right? Okay, so now we got that out of the way. Now, the Haitians are CARICOM citizens to begin with, okay? There is a free movement of persons in CARICOM, which is qualified, and Haiti has been a member of CARICOM officially since 2002. They got observer status in 1998. So that's a long time that Haiti is supposed to be a member of CARICOM. But of course, Haiti is always treated separately, differently, discriminated against. When they had the Cricket World Cup in the Caribbean in 2007, and they made a special passport, CARICOM passport for people to travel from one country to another. They excluded Haitians. They exclude Haitians from the free movement of persons. So they always treat Haiti separately and differently. So when the refugees come, they're not even given due process, right? Because Jamaica is a member of the 1951 Refugee Convention, and the convention spells out, lays down the rules very clearly which signatories must follow. So on the one hand, the government is making declarations that they're not breaking any laws. On the other hand, they're blatantly breaking every law and showing the most egregious cruelty and inhumanity by deporting the Haitians, right, back into what the entire world has acknowledged to be a cataclysmic humanitarian, catastrophe.
Disaster.
I won't even call it a crisis anymore. I mean, there's two genocides going on in the world right now. One in Gaza, one in Haiti. The difference with the one in Gaza is that in spite of the fact that hundreds of journalists have died to be able to bring you those pictures, okay? But because we're in the age of social media, we're still managing to stick in our living rooms and watch babies in incubators being bombed. But they put a blackout on the genocide in Haiti, which is being actually sponsored. Both genocides have the same sponsor. The same country is providing arms. The same country but the difference is that the U.S. is at the root of the destabilization and the mayhem in Haiti, which didn't start yesterday. Since they occupied Haiti in 1915, they created what a famous Haitian intellectual called state against the nation. And they created, because the first, as you know, Haiti got its independence in 1804. And so the first army of Haiti was an army of liberation to Salvatore, Dessalines, Pétion, Christophe, all those heroes. And so the first few heads of state were all, veterans from the army, because the army was revered as the liberators. So they were the ones who were mostly in charge of the country. When the U.S. invaded and occupied Haiti in 1915, they changed the army to, it wasn't a liberation army anymore. They left an army that was there to oppress the people and keep them in check. So they created a state against the nation, where they now put in puppets who were working for the foreign agenda as opposed to working for the interests of Haiti. And so we have to go back there to understand how 150 years of repression and of destabilization have led us to what is there today. Because all of that stems from those years when they absolutely, we probably don't have time to go into the independence ransom. I mean, there is an international movement right now for reparations for slavery. Haiti is the only country in the world that ever paid reparations for slavery, but instead of receiving, they paid. Okay, so they spent 122 years paying France, because France got all of the colonialist powers to put a blockade on Haiti so that she couldn't trade or anything, and the objective was to strangle the new, instant nation to ensure that it would never be able to emerge. And so the Haitians were forced, standing up alone against the world, were forced to accept this ransom of 150 million gold francs, which works, plus they had to borrow from French banks to pay it, which doubled the ransom, which is worth hundreds of billions of dollars today, right? And the objective was to ensure that Haiti would never... So they spent 122 years paying 80% of their GDP to one of the richest countries in the world that had already spent 3 centuries exploiting and raping and enslaving the people to build up its golden castles and cathedrals and Versailles and palaces, right? Not satisfied with that, they spent another 122 years bleeding Haiti to ensure that Haiti would never be able to build any infrastructure, no schools, no hospitals, no nothing, because they had to be sending all their money to France. And in fact, if you look at what is going on in Africa right now, Niger, Mali, all those countries that are fighting against the CFA in France, that's exactly the same thing, because they have been forced to send 80% of their GDP to France, okay, and which France is rich, getting rich on the back of its colonies and former colonies, and those countries are remaining poor. We have the worst human index in the world. African and Haitian children are on the brink of famine. They can't even find clean water to drink. Okay, so that's the international pattern. So they strangled Haiti to ensure Haiti would never be able to emerge. Then, before they even finished paying the ransom, the U.S. came over, and because of the Monroe Doctrine that says that anything in this hemisphere is the U.S.'s backyard, so they came and replaced France, and then created this puppet government that were always working against the interests of Haitian people. So over the years, they destroyed Haitian agriculture, they destroyed Haitian productive sector, everything in Haiti, right? So that they could dump their surplus on Haiti and keep Haiti as a source of slave labor for them to outsource their production. And when they create hell for Haitians who cannot live in their own country, they have to flee on rickety boats, then they can go and be slaves in other countries in the region so that other people can abuse Haitians. This is the pattern that has been going on for decades, right? And so when the Haitians now collapse now, we have a situation where CARICOM, because Haiti is a member of CARICOM, they have the West has tried to use CARICOM then to carry out their interference. Now, I'm part of the Montana group, which is one of the civil society groups that is forming part of the new presidential council and we've been fighting for years to break from that old system of systematic destruction of Haiti, the economy and her people, and trying to fight for Haiti to regain her sovereignty and be able to put in honest, competent people with integrity who can run the country in the interest of Haiti instead of being puppets who are there to implement the foreign agenda. There are brilliant Haitians all over the world. I mean, the Governor General of Canada was Haitian. The President of Harvard was Haitian. My father was a brilliant industrialist who contributed to the development of Jamaica, industrial development, commercial, every way, because he came to Jamaica in the 1960s, in 1962, actually, when Jamaica just got its independence, and invested in the country and built up the country and hired thousands of Jamaicans. There are doctors and lawyers and engineers all over the world. The Haitian diaspora built up the educational system of Quebec because at the time, under the Duvalier government that the U.S. maintained for 29 years, which massacred 60,000 Haitians, a lot of Haitians had to flee. And at that time, it was all the intellectual classes, all the professors, the teachers, the writers, the engineers, the doctors, the lawyers, those are the people who fled. And they fled, they went to Quebec, and they created, they built up the educational system of Quebec, being a French province. And they also were sent by the UN to build up the educational systems of Francophone Africa. Brilliant people. But what the U.S. always does, and now being assisted by a core group, which is a gang of ambassadors who have proclaimed themselves, the kings of Haiti, and who have run Haiti into the ground. And the core group contains ambassadors from France, from Germany, from Spain, from Brazil, from UN, the US, Canada, and so they are there to maintain the tutelage over Haiti, right? And so so I was saying that they have prevented Haitians from choosing their own
government.
The most corrupt people in power are there to carry out the foreign agenda, and that have brought Haiti to where it is.
All right, I can ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
How barbecue factor into the whole thing? Because we keep hearing about barbecue. How barbecue factor into the whole scenario, the thing that you're talking about?
Okay. So once you have a context where you have systematically destroyed the economy, the productive sector, the agriculture of a country, and a country which has a 70% of Haitians are below the age of 35. Okay, there's a youth explosion in Haiti, a lot of very young Haitians with no prospects, no jobs, okay, no nothing for them to do. About 80% unemployment. You have a small elite concentrates all the wealth of the country in their hands. Once you have those extreme conditions, that is going to clearly be a path to instability. Then you add to that mix a flood of guns, manufactured guns.
Coming from America.
It's coming from America. The Department of Homeland Security has put out a report on the guns coming from Florida. The UN has put out a report on that. Everybody knows where the guns are coming from, right? Flooding. I mean, those gangs that have now taken over the country, yesterday couldn't buy a plate of food. They're on TikTok making videos saying who gave them the guns, that the government is giving them the guns. The oligarchs are giving them the guns. They're saying, yesterday I could buy a plate of food. You think if I had $10,000 US, I would go and buy an AR-15? But that is the tool that they have given them as a survival tool. And now these gangs, and then they put corrupt government in power that arm the gangs in their stead, and are to maintain their instability and keep the people in check and prevent the people from rising up against the inhumane conditions under which they're forced to live. And now the thing degenerated to, and for the past 3 years that we have been working and saying, get rid of this criminal, because Haiti has been taken over by a mafia. So it's a mafia that controls all kind of trafficking, drug trafficking, gun trafficking, people trafficking, organ trafficking, everything. And that's what they want to maintain in Haiti, right? A mafia hub of criminality. And so the civil society, and like I said, that's why I was making that introduction to tell you Haiti is full of intelligent, brilliant, competent people who could run the country, but who are being kept out of politics because the hegemonic powers of forcing the criminals and the corrupt people in power so that those people could do their bidding, because they're only answerable to the people who put them in power. They're not answerable to the Haitian people, because all the elections that they organize of rigged and fraudulent. Everybody knows that since Martelli, the Haitians did not vote for these last three heads of state, okay, who are usurpers. All right. So I was telling you something about.
Yeah. No, but I asked you about barbecue. That's what I asked
yeah,
about.
Right. Okay. So once you create this kind of situation, barbecue. Okay. Once you create this kind of, you're going to have a polarization. You're going to have criminality, especially the country is flooded with guns. There are about 500,000 weapons on the street, right? The people, and some gang member was saying the other day, it's easier for me to find an Uzi than to find a plate of food. When said that half of the population is on the brink of famine. So clearly, once you have this cocktail, this noxious, explosive cocktail, and then you flood the country with guns, the gangs are going to take over. So it went over where the politicians and the oligarchs were controlling the gangs, and then the gangs now took over because they didn't need them anymore. Because with all the killings and kidnappings. Exactly.
Same thing happening in Jamaica.
Exactly.
The politicians give the man them the gun them, and then eventually them couldn't control the gang them.
Exactly.
And the man them start have them own gun.
That's what, yeah. And now they have connection with the cartels in Colombia and the posses in London and Miami and Philadelphia. They don't need the politicians anymore, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's why you had Dudus and the Tivoli incident in 2010.
Yeah.
So that kind of capped it in Jamaica, but they not only allowed it to fester in Haiti, but they fostered it to continue exploding, right? So Barbecue himself was a former policeman.
Police, yeah, was a police.
Yes,
yeah.
he was a former policeman. And of course, they don't even pay the police, right? The politicians are living large on state funds, but they're not picking up garbage, they're not offering any social services, they're not taking care of hospitals, they're not funding the schools, they're not doing anything. They're just stealing, enjoying themselves, sending their money abroad, buying villas, in Dominican Republic and in Florida and Paris, and the people are starving. So they don't even pay the police. So clearly a lot of the police are corrupt. They don't get paid. So it was one of those into criminality. He got into crime. He got into gang. I mean, he created his own gang. Believe it or not, and it's going to be very hard for your auditors to believe this, the UN representative in Haiti, Hélène Lalime, to the Security Council to praise the gangs. This is how much they fostered the gangs in Haiti. The UN representative went, because they usually give a quarterly or whatever report, on Haiti as part of their job. And in one of her reports, the Barbecue had federated himself with 8 other gangs to create the G9 gang. The woman actually went to the Security Council and praised the federation of the gangs, that he was going to reduce criminality. Already that shows you. Then you start to have CNN and BBC and Al Jazeera and all these people flying in to interview Barbecue like he's some star. It's all purposely done to raise the profile of the gangs and put them in power, make them feel powerful, make them feel invincible, and create this toxic atmosphere where the gangs have the guns, but now you're legitimizing them.
So who are the real revolutionaries there? Who's the real revolutionaries there?
The real revolutionaries are the people who are the civil society, which is fighting to break from this corrupt system so that Haitians can thrive like every other country, elect, have free, credible, transparent, democratic elections, choose their own head of state, who would be a competent person who's not tied to criminality, who's not being imposed by a foreign power, and who is there to work for the interest of Haiti. That is what we've been fighting for. Well, this fight has been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
In this context, the fight has been going on for the past 3 years, most visibly in terms of the marches and not even 3 years, because in 2018, I think that there was an explosion first when the government was trying to increase. Yeah. Listen to this. The UN puts out a report that half of the population is on the brink of famine, and the World Bank and IMF are making the government increase the price of petroleum on the market, which, as you know, is a transversal product that once you increase the price of petroleum, everything skyrockets.
Yeah.
Right. And once you've destroyed once you've destroyed the production, the local production, and food, prices rise on the international market, then the local people cannot even afford the imported food anymore, and they're not growing their own. Yeah. And that is what is leading to the starvation.
All right.
The government tried to increase the gas prices, and the people started marching. And from that time, there's been this explosion. And to finish that part, Hugo Chavez had lent Haiti $4 billion under the same Petro-Caribe program, right, that you got in Jamaica and other Caribbean countries got. And because we had this corrupt government in power, and of course that money was supposed to go and build hospitals, build roads, build schools. They squandered the money and did nothing with it. So all of these marches started all over the world, became an international movement where Haitians and their allies were demanding to know what happened to the Petro-Caribe funds. So from 2018, that big social explosion has started, and people have been demanding to put an end to these criminals in power and allow the Haitian people to have a normal government that of their choosing, who is there to work for the interests of Haiti, and not puppets and criminals who are there to carry out the foreign agenda of continued destruction.
I can ask you something. We'll go back to Jamaica. Jamaica, Kenya, and some other Caribbean countries is supposed to be sending troops to Haiti. What do you think about that?
So because the U.S. and the UN track record in Haiti is so egregious, okay, and the U.S. is trying to maintain the moral high ground on Ukraine so they can be all over the world cursing Putin for trampling on, the Ukrainian self-determination and Ukrainian sovereignty and accusing Putin of all kinds of crimes against humanity. They now could not go out and continue the same, repression, open repression that they've been practicing over Haiti for centuries. So now they're looking for, they went all over the world, in fact. As you know, the UN has a terrible track record also. Yes. Because since 1986, they've been using the UN. They've been hiding behind the UN. Not 86, 1990, after they toppled Aristide, okay? And the UN went into Haiti. The U.S. went into Haiti first. The Marines went in. And then the UN came to replace them. So from that time, we've been having UN occupations that have also been disastrous. They have raped, they have killed, they have sodomized young boys, they have brought cholera to Haiti, they have committed all kinds of atrocities. Okay, so their track record is so bad that they now have to be going around the world looking for other fronts to hide behind. It wouldn't be them. It would still be the same U.S. interference in Haitian affairs, but they had to be hiding. They had to find fronts to hide behind. They tried Canada, they tried all kind of countries, and everybody turned down the dirty job. So now they started banding about hundreds of millions of dollars that are supposed to be, spent on this mission to bring, what Maurice Bishop called a vulgar show of yard-style politics, so that all the hungry bellies would come running for the job. So that's how you got Kenya that came running for the job. CARICOM, everybody's volunteering supposedly for their deep concern for the welfare of their Haitian brothers and sisters. But the way that they treat the refugees, because, okay, so if you care, a country is not an abstract entity. A country is made up of its people. So if you're claiming about Haiti, would it be too far-fetched to imagine that you would also care about the people? They are claiming that they're going to take leadership of this Haitian crisis and be part of this big international mission to stabilize Haiti, supposedly because their hearts are bleeding for the trials and tribulations of their brothers and sisters in Haiti. But 10 Haitians collapse on your doorstep, and you grab them up and throw them back into the burning house.
Yes, a serious thing.
And to
so
justify...
we are the ones them know that was... Are there any more in the east part, Jamaica? Are all of them is sent back?
No, what happened is that when the first set came, the 37 that are in St. Mary, 38 now because a baby was born sent, when they arrived on the 10th of July, okay, the government was, immediately grabbed them up and jailed them to deport them. And then so they started, they were doing a minimum of due process, because you cannot send somebody back, to a country without doing some basic paperwork. Yes. They were not giving them due process, but you have to go through some basic paperwork. While they were doing the basic paperwork, they were putting out, they were giving press conferences to say that, the Haitians had no intention of coming to Jamaica. They wanted to go to the U.S. Their boat just drifted here, and, they're delighted to be assisted back to their country of origin, as if they were tourists on a cruise ship that had, mistakenly drifted to Jamaica, and they were so happy that the Jamaican government was going to assist them back to their country. So what happened is that Alain, of Freedom and Imaginaries, had time to speak to the refugees while they were doing the basic paperwork. She managed to speak to them, and they put in their asylum request. And so the Gleaner got a hold of their asylum request and published it. So the government now couldn't continue gaslighting the public that the Haitians had no interest in asylum.
Yeah.
Right. So therefore they had to now, because, they always want to look like they're obeying the Refugee Convention and the international, laws, and they're not taking, they always want to go on that. Okay, so therefore they had to now give them due process. And that's how come those 37 are still here. Now, as soon as the other ones came, they didn't even bother with the paperwork. There's about 100 that came afterwards, that they, in not together, but like 10 here, 20 there. Every time they would come, they would just grab them up.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.